Something.
Something.
Keep
saying things.
Nearly 15 million people have logged on and experienced the World of Warcraft. Quite commonly overlooked is the rich and illustrious lore and history behind Azeroth. Join us as we venture beyond the pixels, code, and players. Welcome
Something.
to the
Something.
story of Warcraft.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to There's Lore right here on youtube.com/The Smoking Gamer. I am Pride, joined today by Necroxus, Jan, Dunn, and Rioris, filling in for Howitzer, who unfortunately is not with us today.
He's busy fighting crime. I see the Dunn symbol, and Howitzer is the Robin to my Batman, so he's covering the crime fighting today. And
Ahoy!
I feel mostly unsafe.
Indeed. So, right. Outside of that, we got a great show lined up today. We've got a lot of, we've got some Dota, Dawn of the Aspects, right? The fifth book is out. The fifth and final book is out anyway. And so we're going to get to the bottom, hopefully, of some of these questions, or maybe not. I guess we'll find out shortly. We also have the top 10 pre-World of Warcraft deaths. So that's going to be a lot of fun, and we've also got a special announcement between some of the hosts of the show. So that's going to be cool as well. And of course, we've got the Q&A, and if you want to be involved in the Q&A, if you're listening live, all you got to do is let us know in the IRC. Just get with Dunn. What's your name in Skype today, Dunn?
In Dunn we trust.
And Dunn, we trust there in the IRC. PM him. Damn, that's a hard line to say. PM him your questions
him?
for that at the end of the show. PM him.
I don't want to PM him.
Dunn.
I'm not going to PM him.
PM Dunn your questions for the end of the show in the Q&A section. Hold on, sweetie. I'll be with you in a second. And outside of that, I've got my sister screaming.
It's obviously a zombie.
Yeah.
How does she manage to do that at the beginning of every episode?
She knows. You broke my overlays. You see, this
We
is why I
lost
hate.
OMFG.
Okay, done.
Lore.
Continue.
What? Continue with what?
You're up, done, go.
What are we doing?
I'm so confused right now. What the hell is going on?
Pride, we lost your video.
Oh, well, my video should be back up now. As I was saying, guys, so apologies for the sister. They're yelling for me. But if you're not listening to the show live, you can email us at lore@omfg.fm. Okay, so I'm a little confused now because I've got, like I said, I've got my sister yelling in my ear over here. I gotta go take care of that. I guess we'll go ahead and get started with the Dawn of the Aspects if Dunn is available to go.
Stall. Yeah, actually, fuck it. Yeah, I can do it. I can do it now.
Alright.
Okay, Dawn of the Aspects. First of all, I'm gonna give the brief, description of what happens, and then we can all, as a happy family, talk about it. Alright, so the book opens up and Jaina has snuck into the Nexus. She sees Calic lying on the ground, and he's sort of his fingertips are claws, and he's got dragon eyes. He's sort of thrashing around. Jaina's like, "Oh no!" And then she touches the Titan artifact, and then she herself is transported back in time. She is seen through the eyes of Alex Straza, and she sees a fight between all the drakes are fighting undead proto drakes, and she's like, "Oh shit, that's not good." And then on top of that. So she pulls out of it, And then she's like, Caligos knows, sort of cradling his head, and Caligos breathes ice at her. And she almost dies. I was like, oh shit. So it turns out whatever Malagos is doing, Caligos tries his best to imitate. And he almost turns into a proto-drake, like he's sort of shifting forms, he's sort of moving towards a proto-drake-ish form. Now, but most of the story is set back in time, and it's the epic battle between Galakrond. There's a point where Galakrond has started eating undead proto-drakes because, well, there's no fucking food left anymore. And people are demanding Dunn reads the show. Fucking hell. So, like, he started eating undead proto-drakes, and the proto-drakes theorized that when Galakrond eats something, they take... He consumes the life force and replaces it with unlife force, is the words that the proto-drakes come up with it, because they're not all that bright. But he started consuming the unlife force that's animating the undead proto-drakes. So that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal, that's not good, that's not a good thing even. What the fuck? I'm kind of angry about this book, so I'm sort of I'm stumbling over myself here. What happens? So Malagos decides, well, Tyr led the fight last time, but he doesn't fight like proto-drakes because he's not a proto-drake. We're proto-drakes, so if we do it without Tyr, then we can do it. But they forget that Galakrond is also a proto-drake, so they were sort of like going at him like a proto-drake would, like a mammoth or something like a large prey thing, because they are pack hunters if they need to be. But Galakrond's all like, well, fuck it, I know what they're up to, and he's got eyes fucking everywhere. But because fucking Richard A. Knack loves to write battle scenes, this fight goes on for the vast majority of the book. But ultimately it ends with Malagos coming up with a bright idea. He picks up a big rock. Him and Neltharion pick up a rock from the top of a mountain that Galakrond has landed on. And the only logical thing to do is to fly into Galakrond's mouth and jam the rock in like his gullet so he can't breathe.
Of course.
What is going on? Have we lost Pride again?
He's frozen. He'll be back.
Well, okay. Anyway, poor Pride. He's not. So yeah, they jam this rock down his throat. Malagos, an undead proto-drake, and Neltharion are all sort of fighting in Galakrond's mouth, and they use the undead proto-drake to sort of hammer this rock down Galakrond's throat. Galakron starts thrashing around because he can't breathe, and he like crashes into a mountain. Ultimately, he fucking dies. And this is where my problem comes in. So, two titans show up. They show up as robed individuals. You don't know who it is. It's a dude and a chick. They say, oh, well, we took Tyr to heal. He's alive, but he's not yet recovered yet. So we never see fucking Tyr again, and we never know what happens with him. And then they're like, well, Tyr was right, we didn't care. We grew tired of our role of like looking after what we created. We need protectors, we need aspects who embody the primal forces that to this day shape Azeroth, and if you choose to, we will make you those aspects. So they're like, yes, I will be, all the proto-drakes are like, yes, I will be an aspect. And then we cut back to the fucking present, okay? So the one thing I was excited about maybe seeing in this book is how they became aspects, and you don't fucking see it. And Jaina says, oh, I figured out what the Titan artifact was. Tyr thought that one day the aspects would lose faith in themselves and forget what they were before they were granted the aspect powers, because they were great individuals even back then. So I recorded them using this artifact, and my plan was to put it somewhere so when they do forget, they can be reminded of what great heroes they were. And Caligos calls a meeting of the aspects and he shows them. And the aspects are sort of like, well, you shouldn't have shown us this without asking us. And then Calicos is like, well, would you have let me show it you if I'd have asked? And they're like, no, but we're glad that you did. And then the aspects decide that maybe the time of dragons isn't quite over and there's still more that they can give to the world. And then Jaina and Calicos make out a bit, and then Jaina rides Calicos in the non-sexy way back to Dalaran. And that's the fucking book. And I read the ending and I'm like, what is this fucking ending? I'm sure everyone's got their own opinion on it, but the ending sort of put me off to such an extent. I felt bad for having bought all the books. I did. It was just one of those, well, this is dumb, and I'm unhappy, and that's $10 I'll never get back.
Pretty much.
So that's where I'm at.
Alright, so since I was, like, being disconnected throughout the whole thing, let me get a recap here. Did we find out how they were turned into the aspects?
No,
Nope.
Did we find out who the guy was in, like, the first book?
that was Tyr.
And what was he doing?
Watching.
He was watching.
He was working.
He's a watcher.
Because he's a watcher.
Creepy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So,
Oh no, one thing that we did learn that Galakrond was called the father of the dragons because the aspects propagated the lie, because they didn't want any other dragon to come along and try to eat dragons and do the same thing all over again. So that is why he was known as the father of dragons. But actually, he has nothing to fucking do with it.
What a fucking cop-out answer.
wow.
The Titans don't show up either, right, Dunn? There's two people that we don't know who they are. And then that's
Well,
it.
there's two people who... Okay, we know they're Titans, but it's a chicken.
We know they're
food.
Titans and not Watchers.
We assume that they're Titans because they're like, Tyr demanded that we give you the opportunity to choose whether you want to be the aspects or not. So I am strongly assuming that they are Titans and it's a chick and a dude. But as to who in particular addresses them, I don't know. Not that I know the names of them anyway off by heart, but even if I did, I couldn't tell you who they were. Unless there's only one chick, in that case the chick would be the chick.
There is.
Okay, well, she was there, and there was a dude.
There is the token female Titan, and then that's the only one.
Okay, well, she was there, we assume.
So, I like how they either just forgot or decided to retcon the whole fact that Amon Thul, he supposedly shows up, Eonar, I'm guessing that's who the woman is, Norgannon, Khazgarath, I believe that's all of them. They're all supposed to be there, that's how they become the fucking aspects. Blizzard's like, nope.
Maybe they showed up when it, fades out, back to present time, so that we
wasn't-
don't know that it
Wasn't the
happened.
point of the book to be like, here's how they became the aspects, and they don't even fucking explain it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's horseshit.
Explaining
So,
things boring? I guess.
So at the end of the day, we didn't learn a whole lot from this book,
No,
Sounded boring.
even though they said that we were supposed to learn quite a bit in this book.
5 books, Pride. 5 books.
Wow.
I think Dunn's bitter.
I'm incredibly
It's
bitter.
bullshit! It should be bitter. It's fucking horseshit.
It's horseshit.
It's like false advertising. Here's how they became aspects, and at the end they're like, fuck you. We don't want to tell you.
There's also a bit where Calicos is all like, maybe I should, because the Blue Dragonflight has sort of been splintering off since Hour of Twilight, I think, was the book where it started happening. And that's been
War is the end of it, where they officially break up.
Yeah. No, well, some of it happens at the start of Dawn of the Aspects. In one of them, maybe book 2.
What the fuck is Rior's doing?
Just waving
I don't
around
know.
my sword.
Sounds like...
Put it down now.
He sounds like he's overcompensating something.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, but then I figured it was too mean, so I didn't say it. But
Well,
then
you
you
He's trying
decided
to
was
to
gonna
compete
anyway.
with the pirate hat.
You can't compete with the pirate hat.
But you can't compete with the pirate hat, nor can you compete with
I
the...
have- I have
listen,
Tensor
listen.
Zangetsu. Tensor Zangetsu.
Listen,
Pirate hat.
Listen,
Sir,
listen.
Zangetsu.
You cannot
I
compete
also have a beer.
with the pirate hat.
I
No,
have a
Rioris,
beer
shut up. I'm
and
trying
a
to explain
sword.
this to you. Rioris, we don't care. Listen. You cannot compete with the pirate hat, nor can you compete with this hand-drawn alliance symbol, hand-drawn by
bullshit
me,
symbol.
no less. And
Tracy?
and I will tell you why you cannot compete with these is because these motherfuckers have been on Jimmy motherfucking Fallon. All right.
Oh, actually, on side note, right? So on the Smoking Gamer Facebook page, I checked it earlier today, and I noticed PM, and someone says, "Hey, Pride, saw you and Howitzer on Jimmy Farrell. Jimmy Fennel?"
What?
And I was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
I was like,
Who said that? I'll
I
fucking hunt you down in my pirate ship.
don't even know.
But yes, for the record, it was myself and Necroxus who were on network television on Jimmy Fallon.
Necro, I assume you've heard the song "Who Said We're Whack" by The Lonely Island, right?
Yes.
When I
Who
just
said
told you
we're
that
whack?
that is how you sound, it's like, fucking what? They said what? What was I talking about?
I'm gonna pretend that was on purpose that I did that.
This
Does
fucking
that?
book.
My question is, does that mean that we can now slap the "as seen on TV" logo like next to "But wait, there's lore"? Like,
I
isn't
We
that?
should.
Yes, you were.
No.
Well,
that
only by Necro's hat.
Yeah.
This is,
secondly,
I made
secondly,
this hat. Well,
the hand-drawn alliance symbol is for sale for anyone who would like to purchase it.
$3 million.
This was on Jimmy Fallon. On what channel is Jimmy Fallon on? Is that
NBC.
How do you not?
It's been
know
on
that?
the national broadcast channel in the United States. Again, hand-drawn by me. On sale now for only $49.99. You can get your hands on that. I'll put the little "as seen on TV" sticker right there.
Can I do that with this hat? Because I made this hat. I made it
There
like
you
12
go.
years
Sure.
ago, but I made it.
There you go. You can have a part of television history right there, guys. Pirate hat and hand-drawn World of Warcraft Alliance symbol.
I'd rather have the thing that was on next to you. Hodor beat you.
Oh yeah,
Hodor.
yeah, because I
Oh
was
my
sitting
God,
next.
Hodor.
I was sitting next to Hodor
Hodor.
from Game of Thrones.
Hodor.
I'm sure at one point we were talking about a shitty dragon book, but I can't even remember what I was saying. So
I feel like I
So
should have had
Breadman
the
would like to
video.
know if we can get a clip. We
No.
could get a clip,
No.
but
No, we can't.
that would be copyright
No.
infringement. And NBC is not the nicest broadcast channel in the world, and they will definitely strike furious vengeance down upon us if we were to play the clip.
Who knows the full
Even
publication
Jan's
quote?
CIA contacts won't be able to help us get
I
out of
thought
that.
it was KGB.
Right.
Whatever, KGB.
Right?
Listen, stop blowing my cover.
It was done for
So there
if
you
you talk
go.
in your mother language. I'm from
was
Russia.
that? Were you attempting
Was that
Russian?
an attempt at a Russian accent?
Yours. Oh boy.
Multicultural.
I just got someone said sign it, color it, and we got a deal. How the fuck do you want me to color it? It's fucking black and white. It's not meant to be colored.
It
It's
wants
black
it
and
blue
white.
and gold. Handle it.
Yeah, Pride.
I can
Many
color
welds.
it gold. I can
Left
color
side.
the inside gold.
What?
I can do that much, and the outside blue. But I
I hear
can't color
excuses.
over the black. It's fucking Sharpie. I can't
I hear
color
excuses.
Sharpie.
You should get a
Sharpie permanent.
better Sharpie.
You know what? Use paint.
Yeah.
I could do that.
Use
Bitchin'.
glitter glue. That's what you need to get glitter
Glitter,
glue. Right?
glitter glue.
Yes.
You're not thinking outside the box enough. Come on, get with it.
Right, there's a present in chat for you.
There's a present in chat for
In
me.
the Skype
Oh,
chat.
so Thorstein would like to have everyone email him questions about magic. He has a magic series coming up on But Wait, There's Lore. He would like you to email him at snapplemonkey@gmail.com. Any questions regarding the very, very fine details and the specifics of magic and the way that magic is used in the world of Warcraft.
What about touching
So-
tracks and turning them into gold?
He does not want to know about that. We tried that earlier. Well,
So in the end, it was-
do you learn much in it? Yeah, I guess. Is it things that you wanted to know or like even care about knowing in the first place? I wouldn't say so. But if you really like Dragons and Rich Day Knack, like it's the battles are just as good as in Knack books because that's where he shines, right in battle scenes. Because he can do that. He's very wordy with it, and you get a great sense of what's meant to be going on in this epic warfield. But so if you want to see some dragons fight a really big dragon, get the book series. Like you can buy all 5 now. It'll cost you $10 in ebook format from Amazon, and they will email it to your Kindle device, Kindle device,
Kindle.
and the Kindle. It's a
It's
thing.
hard.
Yeah, words are hard today.
Oh, just to address the whole, I was complaining about the Titans not showing up. Richard Knack did address a question about that on his Twitter and said it was Blizzard's decision not to have them appear. So,
I understand that, but he
Just
wrote the
FYI.
book, so like a lot
No,
of
I'm
it's gotta
just
be aimed
clarifying.
at him.
yeah. I'm still disappointed. I'm just saying, now it's Blizzard's fault.
Snap.
Yeah, that's how
I'm not paid to be nice, because I'm not paid at all. So, there. Silence. You're welcome, Internet.
Way to kill the conversation.
I'm sorry, I was watching my world famous music video on Jimmy Fallon.
Reddit didn't like it.
God.
So Reddit didn't like it.
Where I was sitting next to Hodor.
You
Well, see, I mean, Necroxus may have got a full screen deal, but I was next to Hodor, so I think I win.
Necroxus was around all the hot
sure.
girls. Although he's gay.
I don't know.
But he's
That's okay.
Please
Yeah.
wasted on him.
Good
Please,
thing that mattered to me.
Goddamn.
Show me a gay man, and I will show you a lot of pretty girls. That's the way the world works.
That's pretty much true.
That's the only reason I brought Necro on the show. So when I go visit him, I'll know where all the pretty girls are.
Just like gravitate towards him, just like, hey, there's a gay over there. And that's how the world works.
Oh, I
Cheers,
love the
man.
chat. Fucking Trevel. I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but he's all like, "Shah of Pride for real."
No, I can't sing, but fortunately, there are a lot of producers at NBC, and they, had the brilliant idea to just
Not
say,
let you
hey,
sing.
why don't you just, mouth it?
Did you even like lip sync it, or because like I'd have to watch it again, and I can't be bothered to do that right
No,
now.
I did.
But it looked like you just sat there. And
No,
went,
I lip synced it.
I did. Okay.
Yeah,
And
sort
then
of.
the thing came over his
I
shoulder.
did not
made it
say.
obnoxious.
I did not say the Tauren trolls or orcs. I replaced them in my lip singing with swear words.
Maybe that's why you got the shit real estate on the video. So like he's clearly mouthing the word fuck.
Shit, I don't know what you mean. Shit, real estate. I was next to motherfucking Hodor.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it 3 times before I noticed where you were. Saw Necro straight away.
Quite hard to miss Necro.
Oh.
He literally
All
said,
right,
"Big
I
good
think we
about
did a
that."
good. I think we did. I think we did pretty well in wasting time. So I'm proud of everyone. We need to go on break now. So Rior, since you're here, I don't have to type down stuff. But take
Give me a
us to
second, I'm
fucking
drinking.
break, man.
I'll do that.
We'll be back soon, right here on Bewaither's Lore, as seen on TV. Thanks for listening to But Wait, There's Lore. Show your support in the real world by picking up one of our brand new Season 6 But Wait, There's Lore series t-shirts, only at printonblack.co.uk. Order before July 31st for a chance to win this exclusive TSG Jade logo shirt. Want to stay up to date with all the latest happenings around the Smoking Gamer and its crew? Well, be sure to follow us on our various social media platforms, including Facebook at facebook.com/tsgamer, twitter.com/pride1g, or simply at pride1g. You can also check us out on Anook at anook.com/page/tsgamer. And of course, you can always come and join the fun over at www.knightsoflore.com.
Hello and welcome to the Ozcast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make sense.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the content patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is yes, get back to some more StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright everybody, welcome back. Super my guys, prepare for the end.
Everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000.
I'm not so proud!
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another segment of
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Network Superstar Pride, sitting alongside Network Superstar Necroxus,
Ahoy.
joined by these three nobodies here. These three non-network superstar folks of, what's your name again, hat guy with the hat? What's your name?
Fuck you, Pride.
I thought you told
fuck
that
you,
quick a
Pride.
minute.
Did you
no,
listen?
Okay, no,
listen.
no, look, I just had to read fucking 5 Richard A. Knack books. Don't have time for your shit, okay?
Did you clear being in my presence with my agent? Did you get that?
Your agent's a dick as well.
There's my agent just texted me.
Right? Okay, so this is Boy There's Lore here at youtube.com/The Smoking Gamer. I'm Pride, joined by Necroxus, Dunn, Janelle, and Rioris filling in for Howitzer today. And we've got a couple of announcements we would like to make. Dunn, I don't really care which one of you does it, but I just want one of you to bring us in however you want to do it. It's your deal. Let's get the ball rolling on this.
What's that
right?
you say, Jan? You want to volunteer to tell
I think
everyone
Jan
about
should
what we're
do
going to do?
What
Okay.
the fuck is going on?
The thing we're doing on Sundays.
The thing on Sundays.
Don't we have an advertisement for this?
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
explain
maybe
what it
Rio
is.
should have ran that instead of the shirt one.
Like, I thought that was the point of the advertisement.
We're
You
gonna
get-
bring in the
yeah.
advertisement.
Okay, yeah, so there's this thing every Sunday now where me and Necroxus, Rioris, Dunn, and Howie play a pen and paper RPG in the Serenity setting. And we're trying not to die thanks to Dunn and Rioris.
Hey, I didn't shoot anybody. Yeah.
Oh, you got shot?
I'd have to say,
It's
how
not
we
like
not
nice
a
to
star
argue
so
about
far.
this.
I imagine you would have tried to shoot someone if you'd had a gun and not a sword.
Did you
He has a
choose
sword
to
in his
have a
spaceship.
sword, Rioris?
I'm quite skilled with this sword.
Yes.
Did you listen? That's not what I asked. I didn't ask how skilled you were at the sword. I would imagine you're fairly used to holding big sticks. All right, that's not the point. The point is, did you choose a sword?
It is my main weapon.
Then you're a fucking idiot. This is a space battle. What the
Yes.
fuck are you gonna do with a sword?
I'm not gonna blow up the ship.
Alright, welcome
That's
to
what I'm
our
gonna do.
conversation
Swords,
we had.
swords
Oh, no.
don't block lasers.
No, Pride.
Oh,
the thing is,
maybe.
okay, Pride. He's not only has he got a sword, but you know what his secondary weapon is? Fucking grenade launcher.
No, that's my tertiary
A
weapon.
sword. You're
No,
an idiot.
my secondary weapon is shotgun. Shotgun. It's not as
That's
fancy.
even worse.
How is that worse?
Because whenever you shoot the shotgun, all the shells are just gonna like slowly inch their way forward.
You realize Dunn is the
Do
only
you not
person
know?
with a
Do you
laser
not
weapon.
understand the physics?
Not that kind,
Do you
not that
not
kind of
understand
space.
the physics
We're
of
on a
space?
spaceship. We're not just a whole bunch of bodies floating around in spacesuits in the middle of nowhere.
Also, they wouldn't.
So
They
he
have
has a fucking
If you
velocity.
let
Space does
Rioris
nothing
make
to
any
get
more
rid of
decisions, you
velocity.
probably will be just a bunch of bodies floating around in
Pride, you're
space.
science-
Doesn't
wrong.
make decisions. He gets shot and spends.
Anyways,
most
about
of
We're
that
not meant to
time
tell them that, but Pride, you're sciencing wrong. If you shoot a bullet in space, there is nothing to slow it down, so it's got to go faster than on Earth.
You still have a sword in a fucking
No,
spaceship.
initially,
Rioris.
look, the way that it works, if you shoot a gun in space, number one, you can't get it to fire
That's
in
the point.
space because it's in
There's
space
no
and you're in a
There's no
fucking
ox-
vacuum.
Oddly
Right.
enough,
Number two, if you do, for whatever, somehow manage to get the bullet to fire from the gun, it will launch, yes, and it will go a very, very long way. However, because of gravity and the way, and like your weight and all that stuff, it's gonna go like this, gonna ding, and then float back that way. That's all it's gonna do.
it's not going to be affected by your tiny amount of gravity. Why would it be affected by that?
We could just say it thus
Because
far.
there
If it's
no
not,
myself,
but,
as a science
but we're not going to be protected
guy.
if gravity is not.
Where's the
Yeah.
reason?
Well, let's move
Howie.
on from this
All
argument.
right, listen, play the trailer or whatever.
Fine.
Play the ad.
God.
Galaxy far, far away. Wait, wrong story. This isn't a story about justice or good versus evil with cute little Muppets dropping lines of sage wisdom. This is a story about a ship and its crew in a verse that wants to take what little they have. Will the law lock them up? Will they find a life in the black? Or are they going to get themselves killed? Probably the latter, because this is doomed from the start. Before we meet the crew, we need to learn about the verse. Earth that was is no more, lost to the ages after we used up all the planet had to offer. At the end, humanity made a desperate grab for survival, sending out machines to a far-off system in the hope that the decades-long terraforming process wouldn't finish too late. They were in luck. The machines finished their jobs and the people followed to their new homes. Arcs filled with thousands left Earth that was, traveling for generations through the black. Once they arrived, they started to colonize more and more planets, starting in the center and working their way out. First the center planets, then what we call the border worlds, and last came the rim. That's how the colonization of the verse started. Nearly every planet or moon has been terraformed now. Rumor says that Earth that was is still out there, with folks still trying to live on that legendary place. But no one needs to worry about an ancient world that time's forgotten. Even after the Unification War, there's plenty enough trouble to get into on the planets we know about. The Unification War started like all wars. Some folk had the ideas that if they could set civilized standards for everyone, from cradle to grave, each person would have a better life, safe and secure. This idea was most popular on the central planets, where they sought to unify the worlds under a central parliament, whose goal was to promote peace and prosperity. It would do so by regulating interplanetary matters and trade laws. The idea caught on quickly and was ratified to form the Alliance. Of course, not everyone thought the Alliance was the solution to all their worldly problems. The border and rim worlds were still self-governing, resisting the meddling of the center worlds. They found it more suitable that each planet had the laws that worked best for their people. Folk on these worlds had long since learned to be self-reliant, but the Alliance saw these worlds as disruptive influences and sought to bring them into the civilized fold. The people of the Alliance welcomed the idea, wanting to help those who could not, without their superior technologies and education, help themselves. They opened their arms wide, expecting the outer folk to come running. And they did. They came with guns. The Unification War was the most devastating in human history. 6 long years with battles on almost every border and rim world left scars on the land and the people. Some of the border planets joined the Independents, including Hera, Persephone, and Shadow. They brought together their forces, known as the Independent Faction. Browncoats was another term coined for the Independents' uniform, which included brown dusters. The war was fought on land, sea, and in the black of space. While the Independents were mostly volunteers, the Parliament drafted forces ended up winning the day. There's only so much folk can do against superior tech. To this day, there are many locations where the battles scarred the lands and the people. Shadow was effectively destroyed and became uninhabitable. Major cities on Athens and Persephone were bombed. But that was then. Now life has returned to normal, at least as normal as life can get these days. Folk on both sides haven't forgotten, and they sure as hell haven't forgiven. The Alliance technically has command over every planet and citizen, but they're still struggling to enforce their control on the outer planets. In the core worlds, at every public place, they have eyes watching. Most believe this is to be true in certain private areas as well. In exchange, the citizens enjoy comforts not found on the other worlds. There, the Alliance is slowly extending its authority. Truthfully, they just do not have the manpower or ships to implement this wholesale. They have hired private security firms to help with the matter, but the cracks are there for those wily and brave enough to use them. That's where the Windrunner comes in. Captained by Gregory Howell, the ship's crew uses their wits and Matthew Duneker's contacts to slip through the cracks in the Alliance's security to buy and sell anything anyone wants on the black market. Keeping things afloat is Caden Tureen, a young mechanic who wouldn't recognize a lie if it bit him on the ass. Janelle Cross makes sure the crew stays in one piece, while Rio McRussell works security. When he's not asleep, that is. Secrets, bullets, and enemies abound in this pen and paper RPG set in the Serenity setting.
I'm looking at the stream, which is on delay. That's hush. I'm looking at the stream, which is on delay. What the fuck are these pictures?
Well, Hobbits is naked. Dunn did an alright pose. Necro had to look. What
the fuck are these pictures?
Looks like pure evil.
What the?
It's just how it happened, okay?
And what the fuck is this like blank shit?
The blank shit was because I ran out of time because I have friends.
Wow. No, you don't.
I did. I was like with friends.
So, anyways, I guess it's a very heavy work in progress. I don't know what the hell Rioris was doing with his time, considering in a whole 5 hours that he was working on that trailer, he
it went from nothing to that.
It went
I
from
could have done that.
Just
no,
Jan's voice to Jan's voice and some parchment paper.
Not that bit. I did that in about 2 minutes. The actual hard
What the fuck did you do with the other 4 hours and 58
the last
minutes?
50 seconds.
Which isn't
that was
done.
a very difficult 50 seconds.
Wow.
No, okay. That's the thing. Like, the first episode will be on. I think we're uploading on Sunday. We also do it on Sunday, but like we got, I think, 4 hours ahead of like everyone else. So far, there's been action, there's been drama. It's been quite funny in places. So you should watch it and let us know what you think. And if you like it, we will keep doing it. And if you don't like it, we will keep doing it, but we won't show you.
Yeah, you'll be missing out.
So you should like it.
Yeah, be sure to check that out on the Smoking Gamer, starting on Sundays on the 30th, right?
Yeah, the first one's this Sunday.
Yeah. We got a whole bunch
Right.
of stuff coming up in July, like the end of June, the beginning of July, as a lot of people know. The Smoking
Do you
Gamer
want to
currently
recap all that?
kind of rebranded, and we've got quite a few little nifty things coming up, including the official series start of Azerothian Lore Tour. If you guys remember, like a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, I did a Lore Tour video. We finally are going to be putting that whole series out, or at least the first part of that series out. We've also got some other nifty little things coming down the pipeline as well. Not going to get too much into that, though. Just stay tuned, because we're basically going to have a video every day, every weekday, rather. And quite a bit on the weekends. So I think Saturday is the only day we don't have anything actually coming out. So you've got basically six series that you'll be taking a look at as we move into July. And after that, it only gets better from there. So with that said, I guess we have the announcement of the Doomed from the Start series starting on Sundays.
Sunday.
30th. You've got the Azerothian Lore Tour, which I believe is on Wednesdays, starting July the 3rd. And of course, we have Howitzer Retcon's Lore. We've got some other things coming out. We've also got some more stuff coming to But Wait, There's Lore. We've got Tyrannor's Lore Facts, new and improved, hosted by Janelle. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We've also got a series coming up with Snapple Monkey about Warcraft Magic, which, by the way, you can send your questions specifically about Magic to snapplemonkey@gmail.com. All that good stuff. So we got a lot of interesting, like, really awesome shit coming down the pipeline here.
No, I just remembered something else. People who tuned in season 5 will remember we did a live promo of sorts that is in development, and that might be starting. I decided on the name. There is something wrong with the internet, and that may be starting in mid-July, maybe August, depending on when I get my shit all played together, or like written up and say, "Pride, this is what I want to do," and Pride goes, "I approve." But
Indeed.
that's another perk for subscribers. I will be pulling, especially for like the first season, if you were, of this new show, I will be pulling subscribers in to do the show with, so incentives.
And of course, Rioris' work is still working on getting those live phone calls thing working.
Working
At
real
some
hard.
point, he'll get it done. Yeah.
Like serious business.
Indeed. So yeah. Outside of that, though, let's talk. Let's get back to Warcraft lore. Let's talk patch 5.4, guys. What's going on? I know that Dunn and Necro had some stuff to talk. Specifically, Dunn is apparently pissed off about something.
I'm legit no rage.
Don is angry about everything.
It's just the tone of the day, I think.
It is.
Viewers, what the fuck are you wearing now?
It's a stupid thing from Bleach.
This is Hollow Mask,
Yes, this is half Hollow Mask. Before he goes full visored. I've been watching a lot of Bleach.
I don't know what that means.
Can we just get on with it?
Oh, wait, no, other awesome announcement that we need to make. On Sunday, June the 23rd, my favorite television show, myself and Howard's favorite television show, comes back to the airwaves. Everyone should go watch Big Brother on CBS. It's fantastic. A bunch of crazy people in a house.
I wish I
forced
could
to
mute
live together
you right now.
and vote each other out. It's really awesome. Go watch it.
Oh,
Cool.
actually, on another related note, something that I just remembered. I believe we will start playing the semi-finals of the Smoking Gamer Inter-Staff Tournament this week. So you'll be getting the videos of those next week. So we'll get rid of like the Prides and the Howies, and
Hey.
we'll have the good players.
Whoa.
Snap.
I'm not gonna say nothing because he didn't even say my name.
Oh yeah, and Necro clearly going. Necro is like favorite to win, clearly.
Clearly.
And of course,
alright,
like the
so-
games I'm not playing, I'll be casting still. So
5.4. Let's go. Let's get into it. That would be your
yeah,
cue.
Necro. No, I'm gonna do my nerve rage argument like once Necro's actually told everyone the good things.
Ah.
Let's start with the good,
Oh.
and then I will complain about the thing that bothers me.
Well, there hasn't been a lot added to the actual game that you could see right now. Essentially, they have added more to Orgrimmar. Orgrimmar has further changed. Now there's Corcoran literally everywhere. The NPCs on Garash's side seem to know that you as the player are with the rebellion, and they're basically saying, the second you try something, we're going to kill you. Some of the bosses that are going to be in the raid are actually out and about in the world now. For example, there is a raid encounter in the Siege of Orgrimmar called the Dark Shamans, where there's 2 shamans that you fight. Those guys are just out standing and talking about things. There are a whole bunch of voice files added into the game, but I think we should talk about that after we actually talk about the other changes. Back at Razor Hill, the rebellion is basically in full force, ramping up their stuff. Vol'jin and Bane have moved a little bit from where they were. They're now in the middle of the town directing people and also having their own little conversation. And it's a conversation that Dunn is very upset about because of a mention about Cairn by Bane. Vol'jin and Bane are basically talking, and Vol'jin basically says, not everyone's going to come out of this rebellion alive. Bane says, well, what was the point of the rebellion in the first place? What did the Horde gain from all of this? Garrosh is a fool and a betrayer. And then here's the line that is very offensive to Dunn. Bane says, I should have killed him long ago when he betrayed my father.
Should I do my rant now?
Apparently.
I mean, I can wait if you'd like to carry on, and we can come back.
That's
to
about it. There hasn't been a lot of changes to the world, but there have been a lot of voice files added in that we could discuss a lot about the raid.
Okay, well
let's
let's talk about this particular one. It's smack bang on the front page of MMO Champion in bright fucking green at the moment. So I looked at it, and it's this line: Garrosh is a fool. Okay, I'll give you that, and a betrayer. Who did Garrosh fucking betray? It wasn't fucking Kern. Whatever the fuck his name is, it wasn't him. Okay, Bane never thought that up until now, and my honest belief is they've done this because, well, some people
hang on,
might.
say the line.
Oh, okay. I will say the line. The line in I should have killed him long ago, or when he betrayed my father. Bane never fucking believe that. And I honestly believe this is a case of, well, some people might like Garrosh, but Garrosh is the raid boss now, and we want people to not like Garrosh, and we want people to go and fucking kill Garrosh. So let's make people dislike Garrosh, and let's take where we were, do a 180, and then have Garrosh come out to be something that he's not, just so we can manipulate the players into thinking that, oh, Garrosh is a bad guy, we've got to kill him. It's fucking bullshit. It's lazy as fucking balls. If they change this, I'm okay with it. If this goes through to live, they've took the lazy way out to try to get people to feel anti-Garrosh, and they could have done it so many different ways. He's already fucking up shit everywhere. This wasn't even needed in the fucking first place. Fucking angry, and when fucking rage, don't know English good speak.
I think it's fine.
I don't. Well, you would, wouldn't you?
I mean, it's factually wrong. I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Sure, yes, we all know that Garrosh didn't know that Magatha was going to poison his blade, so that whenever he did the thing, it killed Cairn and all that good stuff. But the fact of the matter is, and we've argued this so many times before, that it was a fight to the death. That's what it was. I mean, they both went into that fight knowing that
yeah, exactly. But
one of them was going to die.
Did Garrosh betray Cairn Bloodhoof? No.
I think that he did. I think that as a war chief of the Horde, I think that it is his responsibility to make sure that his people are united, and I feel that there was a much better way to go about what he did than to accept or challenge. I believe it was actually Karen that challenged, but to accept a fight to the death. I mean, plain and simple. It should have never gotten to that point.
Oh, no,
That's what I'm saying.
Shouldn't. But I think Ken did challenge Garrosh, so therefore, at its very core, if anyone, Ken betrayed the war chief of the Horde.
But the whole point of the Mech Aura is for what it did. Like, that's not a betrayal. The Mech Aura, which is what they did.
Which is why I said if anything, but Garrosh didn't betray. That's like I just think it's lazy writing. Like, well, we want.
Didn't he betray Vol'jin? I mean, I'm not arguing with you with Karen,
no.
but you said as a blanket statement he didn't betray anyone.
Yeah, he fucking
I
secretly
would
wanted
argue
Vol'jin assassinated.
After Vol'jin, to his face, made a threat against his life. Is that a betrayal? Because if it is, Vol'jin did it first. Like a fucking expansion before the assassination.
But why did he do it though? It was because what Garrosh was saying. Vol'jin didn't just go, "Hey Garrosh, I'm gonna kill you one day. Bye, buddy," and then he just leaves. It's because Garrosh is being a douche. Garrosh has always hated the Dark Spear tribe from like almost the very beginning that he had any ounce of power.
Okay, I'm gonna channel my inner CM Punk. It's about respect. Okay.
Garrosh needs to give respect to Vol'jin, which he didn't ever.
No, he didn't. But by the same token, Vol'jin didn't respect Garrosh, and Garrosh is very hot-headed, and Vol'jin knew that.
Now you're making an
I don't think
excuse for
that
Garrosh.
the excuse of being hot-headed is one you can have as a leader.
Right,
He's
exactly.
the war chief.
Even
My
of the
point is
Horde.
that as the war chief of the Horde, he should never have allowed any of this to happen. Like, he made terrible choices, and he knew the choices he was making were terrible for the overall good of the Horde. Great for him, bad for the Horde. He's putting himself before the Horde.
No, he's putting the orcs before the Horde.
But that's not what the Horde is. The Horde is not the orcs.
That's what the Horde is as far as Garrosh is concerned. I'm not saying his decisions were good.
Isn't that a betrayal of the rest of the Horde?
Exactly.
Nah.
By the way, we forgot to mention this. The Mech Aura under Thrall was never to the death. Garrosh is the one who demanded it be to the death. Granted, he did it trying to get Karen to back out of it, but Garrosh was the one who demanded, if we're doing this, do it to the death.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, has that a betrayal?
I'm not, I didn't say it was, I'm just saying it's a clarification.
Here it is in Bright Green,
it's not like Karen,
my father.
It's not like Karen, but it's not like Karen was the only one who stepped up to him and was like, "Fuck you, Garrosh," right to his face. Garrosh is basically like, if you want to do this, we're going to do it to the death. Because that's Garrosh's whole thing, the old school, the old Horde. That's why in 5.4 he calls his Horde the true Horde. He basically reverts back to the old Horde mentality.
That's not
right.
Which is a good enough reason to go and kill Garrosh. We don't need Bane to say, "Oh, he betrayed my father," because he didn't.
I agree.
I would say he may not have physically betrayed Cairn, but he did betray. He did betray the core values of Cairn, and the core values.
Let's not forget that Cairn only did what he did because he thought that Garrosh was responsible for the attack of the Druids, which actually Garrosh had nothing to do with, because it was Twilight Cultists, and that was their plan. That's what set that off. So, like. This is, like, there are reasons enough to not like Garrosh and to go kill Garrosh. This didn't need to be in the game, and this is lazy. This is lazy writing to try to manipulate people into feeling a certain way, and I don't like it.
Well, I mean, it just goes back to, like, for example, with Thrall, when we did the whole big Thrall quest line, where Thrall goes, Garrosh, Cairn was my brother, and he's all pissed off, right? Like, anger brings that out. Anger, I feel, brings true feelings out, right? Like, so even though Bane is in the past saying that he doesn't blame Garrosh and all this stuff, he's thinking with a logical, clear head, saying that for the betterment of the Horde, I need to be on good terms with Garrosh and the other leaders, and I don't need to press this issue, right? Just like Thrall, Thrall coming in, Thrall, I'm sure, was just as pissed as Bane was that Garrosh killed Cairn, right? And we see that whenever we see the true feelings of Thrall through those various quests. and we see the anger of Thrall. What is he most angry about? The fact that Garrosh killed Cairn, right? So I think that there's the diplomatic answer of, you know, I don't blame Garrosh, and then there's the actual answer of, fuck you, Garrosh, you killed my fucking father.
Fuck you, Garrosh, you killed my father, fine. I should have killed him when he betrayed my father. Not right. And
I think it's just a mistake.
If it's a mistake and they fix it, then okay, they fixed it. I've got no problem. If it goes live, which I honestly believe it does, I honestly just see it as it's like, oh, we want people to not like Garrosh. Let's just change what we said earlier, and I don't like it. It's as simple as that. It didn't sit right with me. They could have done something way better if they even needed to do it in the first place.
I think I would agree with you if there weren't like a million other reasons for a lot of people to hate Garrosh. I don't think it's nefarious. Cause I think it's just a mistake where it seems like you think it's a nefarious attempt for them to like retcon the lore secretly to make everyone hate Garrosh. I don't think that's what they're doing. I think it was just someone typed out that conversation and they used betray instead of killed. Like I honestly think what they did. There's like
as I said, if it's an accident and they fix it, then that's great. They fixed it. I've got no problem. I just don't think they will.
And I don't think they should. I don't think it's a problem. I don't think it's broken. I don't think it's a mistake.
But it's factually wrong.
I think Bane is pissed off, and that's what he decided to say at the time. Listen to this? Do we as humans, right? Do we in the real world? Do we always say what we truly feel? Like, do we always?
At the same token, we don't have a writing team behind us scripting everything.
That's fine. You're saying it's bad storytelling. I'm saying it's true storytelling.
If it was for the sake of progressing a story, then fine. But I honestly don't believe it is.
I'm looking at it as it's for the sake of letting us all know that these characters are people. You know what I mean? Like, they have what they truly feel, and they have their diplomatic showings.
Track record would not show that is the... Blizzard would not go into that much depth. I can't think of a single example of Blizzard going into that depth of like the human psyche and how people will sometimes say things that aren't factually right because they're feeling very passionately about something. There may be, and if there is...
they have. There was a whole fucking quest line where Thrall did that.
Yeah, but Thrall was specifically split into 4 emotional states.
Fine,
that's completely
but they were
different
all
state.
his emotional states.
And even then, he said, Garrosh, you killed Kern. He was my brother. He didn't say, Garrosh, you betrayed Kern. Because he did kill him. He didn't betray him.
Okay. I'm just saying, the humans replace things in their emotional states. They exaggerate things, and they replace words or certain actions with other actions that are very similar, but have different meanings to give out a certain feel, a certain emotion, to rile people up or to calm people down.
Well, it's worked because this fucking pissed me off, okay?
I'm sure it has.
I like, if this goes through to live, I'm really pissed off about it. It strikes me personally as poor writing. And deliberately trying to manipulate a certain emotional response from the player. And I think it's lazy writing. And it annoys me. Could be wrong, but...
What do you think, Jan?
Yeah, Jan, what do you think?
Yeah, Jan.
I think you guys beat this topic all the fucking hell. That's what I think.
What?
Well, there are other 5.4 stuff that did come out, like with their voice files. So
have they come out and finally said that Vol'jin is the new war chief yet?
No.
I love this. Fucking love cunts in the chat. Thrall was wrong. Kern was not Thrall's brother. They were born to different parents. And saying that they were brothers is actually wrong. Banter says, Toby, we just need Dunn as war chief. GG Horde wins everything. Yeah.
Speaking of the Horde, we now know what happens to General Nazgrim. So shall we talk about that and make Dunn sad because he's his best friend? He loves Nazgrim.
Yes, let's talk about
do that.
Can I keep
okay,
drinking?
so it is now pretty much... What was that, Riors?
Can I keep drinking, please?
Well, you haven't contributed worth a damn so far, so why would
don't know
you
what
start
the
now?
fuck's
That's
going
because
on.
you guys beat the topic to death. Like, it's dead and lying bleeding on the floor. There
I
are
mean,
no more points to give. You
Just
can't
like
say
Garrosh will be.
anything.
You could have
Just
jumped
like
in.
General Nazgrim will be.
No,
Just like the
you don't
entire
understand.
fucking horde will be once I'm done with them.
There's
You're a
nothing to
fucking
say.
gnome. You'll be trampled by accident.
What's the? I believe there's a song. I believe there's a song by this chick that I actually met on a plane ride from Houston to Anaheim, California for BlizzCon 2009. I forget her name, but she won some kind of contest that WoW Radio was doing, and so she got to go to BlizzCon. Apparently, she lived in Houston and was, on my flight with me.
I'm sure this
She had
is
a
going
song.
somewhere.
No, she had a song. It was about
Fucking hope
gnomes.
so.
And it said there was a particular line in there that really resonates within my own soul, really, like way down here, like in the soul. It says, "You've got knees where our faces are, and you still can't own us." So that's really
Bitch,
all
there
there
are
is to
quests
it,
where we
Well-
roll over
well,
your
more-
kind in giant fiery balls and we laugh. We laugh.
Yeah.
Kind of a
That's
More,
a thing.
more real statement. Anyone who has watched you streaming doing the Midsummer Flame Festival quests and they are Horde, they will have no fear of you being done with us and us lying battered and bleeding.
How many hordes did I kill while I was doing that?
I saw you die once to a red paladin, so
That was once. Let's just count all the other times.
we counting like the level 20 NPCs
Yes.
that we're killing?
Fuck yes, we're counting the level 20 NPCs I was killing. Fuck
So
yeah,
the mighty level 90 mage that is Pride's gnome can handle level 20 NPCs who are standing around a fire and are new.
hey,
See how it is?
hey, they were level 69 in Outland, alright?
Oh,
Fuck
no,
you.
you still
We
still
got
have
a
21
badass
levels
over
on
here,
it.
guys.
And that's not
Alright,
including
so-
that's not including what did I do when I got to Orgrimmar? Y'all were all like, "Oh, you about to die, Pride. You go die, Pride. They go kill you, Pride." What was it? In, boom, snuff the flame out. Nothing
So
touched
you
me.
So you ran away like a pussy. I understand.
And then he died in
What's
the
gonna happen
Exodar.
to Nazgrim?
Are you guys done fighting?
Yeah, what happens to Nazgrim?
Basically, throughout the fight, Nazgrim does what I pretty much said last week that he was going to do. He keeps talking about how he's honor bound to serve the war chief. He's honor bound to serve the horde, and that's what he does. And he does it till his dying breath, and he dies. Nazgrim gets killed by us in the raid. Just as a lot of people predicted, in his dying breath, he doesn't actually come out and say it, but his tone is beginning to question, if he was doing the right thing. And it depends on which faction you are when you kill him. If you're the Horde, he basically says, I hope you guys help lead the Horde now to a greater future, and then he dies. So, General Nazgrim, kicking the bucket.
I'm gonna surprise, but I don't like that Nazgrim has to die because I like him, because I feel I bonded with him, but I'm glad that he's sticking to the principles of he's a true orc, he does what orcs do, he's loyal to his war chief, and I like that he's sticking to his character, and I like that. And I also like the fact that there's dialogue for what we assume it's an achievement or something where Gammon kills him, and he's all like, "Oh Gammon, I am glad that a mighty warrior such as you was the one to take me down. It is a good death," or something to that effect. And I like that as well because fucking Gammon is a badass.
I don't get Gammon and his whole meme, the whole memic character of Gammon. I don't understand why he's so popular. And I play the Horde. I know their reasons. I just still don't get it.
Well, you don't get fun. That's what it is, Necro. You don't.
It's not.
Get
It
fun.
seems like he's just stupid. And from the looks of this raid, him surviving is actually the achievement part, like you said, which to me reads as in his death is the actual canon, and that him surviving is what is not canon. Because like we saw in the War of the Ancients 5-man, there is an achievement to do the fight a different way, and they actually call that achievement, hey, that's not canon. So it's not confirmed that him staying alive is not canon, but that's what that seems like to me, to have that achievement.
Could well be.
So.
But like, it might be like sort of like, and this is just me like theorizing here. It could be like, you know, like the old War hard mode style fights, which were better than heroic because that was sort of activate in game in like a fun, dynamic way. Well, maybe there's one where it's like that, and you activate a hard mode. Let's say Gammon's surrounded by Korkron, and you kill those Korkron, and then Gammon starts like flailing about while you're trying to fight. Maybe he just whirlwinds around and he like cleaves everyone who he passes through, Nazgrim or Raiders, and if you win the fight with the added complication of Gammon making a fool of himself, then maybe that's a achievement.
It could also
That'd
be like
cool. I'd like that if it was like that, but that'd be awesome. Because
it could also
Gammon
be
give
like
a
a
buff.
kill the boss within this amount of time kind of thing.
Oh, it could be.
Doesn't Gammon give a buff that makes good things happen?
Does he give a buff?
I think
Gammon,
he gives a buff.
no.
I heard he
No,
gave a
he
buff.
doesn't. Gammon would never. Gammon was the pickpocketing quest mob.
Yep.
And then
But
they
then he
buffed him to
got-
level 90, and then he started just killing people in Orgrimmar.
But I swear they
There's,
like gave
there's like
him
40
an
man raids
ability.
against Gammon in Orgrimmar.
I swear they gave him this like ability where he would
It
like
wasn't to give
roar.
people a buff, though. It's
He's like the
he
surrounding
jumps on
people a
people.
buff, and like, didn't the Horde use it to like buff Garrosh at some point to make the Alliance
No,
Raiders
but what you
harder?
can do is when a raid comes for your faction, you can pull him yourself up into there, and the Alliance AoE will aggro him. You will die, but they will aggro him, and then they will all die.
Gammon.
That's the thing.
Okay, so are we done with 5.4? Can we go to break so we can get back to our top 10 list?
Yes. I don't know.
Uh,
I'm done.
Necro, was there any other really cool sound clips you wanted to talk about?
Oh,
I can't hear him.
Lorthramar.
He's muted.
Lorthramar gets all up
Oh,
into Lorthramar gets all up into Sylvanas' shit.
Oh yeah, that's
Pretty
the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly happens?
I think, off the top of my head, I think he says something along the lines of, Sylvanas, you will leave our dead alone, or I will see to you myself.
Hell yeah! Lorthamar went up another 5 points in my book. Someone finally stood up to that bitch.
I think
Yeah.
Hold
due
on,
to Harry
Garrosh
not
was
being
the first
here,
to
I
stand
think
up
I
to
need
that
to
bitch.
defend Sylvanas.
Garrosh didn't stand up to her. He
just
was
called her a
like,
bitch
"You're
like that.
He did.
insignificant, and you need
no,
to just
no.
go away."
He said no. He straight up said, and this is in the game, not even like edited. He straight up says, "Watch your clever mouth, bitch."
Yeah, he does. And Silver Pine.
Okay.
Garrosh is
Jen,
just
have you not
strolling
seen
on
that?
through, and she says something about like, whether they're Horde or Alliance, any whatever, I can raise an army at any
No,
time.
no.
Garrosh-
Here's how it goes. So, Sylvanas is showing off to Garrosh that she can raise the dead and now reproduce, and Garrosh says, "What makes you anything different from the Lich King?" And Sylvanas is all like, "Well, Garrosh, isn't it obvious I serve the Horde?"
And then Garrosh is all like, "Watch your clever mouth, bitch."
Nice.
And that's how it goes.
One final thing, we were arguing, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, about what happens to the Veil. Through Anduin's voice files, we are hinted at least saying that Garrosh causes the Shah of Pride to come out, and that is what destroys the Veil.
I have
So
a
that is
question.
seemingly confirmed.
Why the fuck
What's
isn't
your
Anduin
question?
dead
If you
yet?
s- that is a good question. I was
We
going to
don't
say.
know.
The fuck can't
We
we
don't
like
know.
rip his head off and feed it to a crocodile?
We-
Feed that bastard
Here- well, here's the
Crocolisk in Stormwind. I hate that guy.
We, as the Alliance,
Furious, you drunk,
we
you
want
go home.
we want that too. We want Anduin to be dead too. We don't like Anduin.
I don't? What the fuck? Everyone
however-
hates Anduin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Anduin.
No, you don't.
And then,
Yes.
but the problem is that we don't have anyone to replace Anduin as next the heir to the Stormwind throne, and we need to keep the Ren dynasty alive and well, because the Ren dynasty is pretty badass.
Get a fairy
up
and a
until we
girlfriend.
get to Anduin. Once we get to Anduin, it's actually becomes it does like a 180. It goes from being the badass lineage of the Ren dynasty to fucking
That's bad.
Can't we like
Anduin.
Yeah.
we can have like
Anduin, the vagina
makeovers for
of the Ren
Varian,
Dynasty.
and then like we take him out speed dating, and there'll be like people
I
speed
think
dating
you're
with
just
the
cranky
king.
that he doesn't let Rin like eat all the horde for breakfast.
What?
Yeah,
speaking
he's
of Varian,
holding the Alliance back.
Say, called it.
Wait, speaking of Varian, there is a Jaina sound clip where she sounds legitimately worried that Varian gets like ganked. So we don't have a Varian sound file yet.
Why are Jaina and Varian fucking?
To the point where he dies. Like Jaina, from it seems like Jaina thinks he's dead.
Everyone but
Okay, no.
Varian.
From a balance standpoint, I could actually see Blizzard doing that. But how pissed off would like Alliance people be?
I would be so fucking angry.
If, like, because like you're told, yeah, your crowning moment of awesome, you get to kill Garrosh, and then it turns out that Varian dies as well, and then they're like, well, we took the Horde's war chief, so we had to take the King of Stormwind as well.
Wait, I will trade Varian for Sylvanas. That's my trade. I will trade Varian if they kill Sylvanas permanently.
What?
Then I'll be cool with it.
Yeah, but then we were also
want
still
Varian
losing
to die.
Garrosh, and that's
I want
not
Varian
balance.
to die since forever. Can he just die now?
He might do.
I like Varian. Everyone hates all the characters I like.
I don't like Varian.
Well, that's what you get for not.
Hey, I like
Right,
Anduin. I can't stand
You
Anduin.
like Anduin? What's wrong with you?
I like him.
No, you don't.
I look at Rioris, he's just like, well,
Rioris is so
Rioris is
wasted.
So
Rioris has top 10 list,
I've had a
top,
few
top 10
minutes.
stuff to do. This is going to be fantastic. Alright, so we need to go to break. We'll be back shortly right here on youtube.com/SmokingGamer. When we get back, we'll be heading into our top 10 list for the evening, the top 10 deaths before the World of Warcraft. We'll be back. Thanks for listening to But Wait, There's Lore. Show your support in the real world by picking up one of our brand new Season 6 But Wait There's Lore Series t-shirts, only at printonblack.co.uk. Order before July 31st for a chance to win this exclusive TSG Jade logo shirt.
Hello and welcome to the Oscast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally
Ladies
makes
and gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the Content Patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is Yes, you're back to some more StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. Super my guys, prepare for the end.
Hello, everybody. Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000.
I'm not so gruff!
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another segment.
Want to stay up to date with all the latest happenings around the Smoking Gamer and its crew? Well, be sure to follow us on our various social media platforms, including Facebook at facebook.com/TSGamer, twitter.com/Pride1G, or simply at Pride1G. You can also check us out on Anook at anook.com/page/TSGamer. And of course, you can always come and join the fun over at www.knightsoflore.com.
That was very gay, yours.
I was just about to say, how gay do you want to sound?
Getting ready.
That's super gay. That's gayer than all the gay guys on the pile.
Hello.
Back to the pile!
I don't know what you're talking about, darling.
Russ, I will end you.
I feel like I should be offended, but I'm not. I don't know how I feel about this conversation right now.
You need to update this thing and take Knights of Lore out of it, I'm just saying.
I know.
Yeah, Pride, do all the work. God.
So, Pride, are we going to BlizzCon?
I don't know yet.
We're back, by the way.
Can I go
Are
to
we?
this?
Thank you for letting us know, Rior.
I told you, and then they
Appreciate that.
started complaining that I sounded gay. And
You did sound gay.
but the gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with gay
Alright,
people.
okay.
The things
okay.
I was
but you
saying
sounded-
to you.
Number one, welcome back to Wait There's Lore here on youtube.com/Smoking Gamer. I am Pride, joined by Necroxus, Rioris, Janelle, and Dunn. And I don't know if I'm not going to mention that.
What?
We're going to go ahead and go straight into, well, number one, if you are listening live to the show and you need to ask us a question, whether it be about lore, whether it be about our personal lives, whether it be about our professional lives, whether it be about someone else's professional life,
Except for Jan's, because she'll have to kill us.
indeed, because she's CIA or KGB. We haven't figured out which one yet, but it's one of them.
Something.
Yesterday it was the NSA.
I thought you were MIB.
Are you the NSA? Do you wanna come watch me, Jan?
I'm already watching.
She's
it.
watching you now?
My secret.
Yeah, sorry, Pride. I hate to break it to you. I'm watching you now.
Then you're welcome for that show I put on last night. Anyways, we.
Oh my.
If you're listening live, you can send a PM to Dunn. What's your name in IRC?
In Dun we trust because it's true.
In Dunn we trust there on the IRC. If you're not listening live, you can send us an email to lore@omfg.fm. Also, YouTube comments work as well. I think Jan is pulling questions out of the YouTube comments, so have fun with that. We need to move on into the top 10 list because we are an hour and a half into the show and we haven't done that yet. So we need to do that. So this is the top 10 list for the top 10 deaths in the Warcraft universe, but before World of Warcraft, because there have been a lot of deaths in World of Warcraft to some very important people. But there have been a little bit less before World of Warcraft, so we're going to try and get into those this week. Next week will be the WoW side of it all, during World of Warcraft. So for now, let's start off with the very drunk Rioris. telling us number 10 on the list of the top 10 deaths before World of Warcraft, Dalen Proudmoore.
Dalen Proudmoore.
Dylan Proudmoore. This is a guy.
I'm not sorry for words, I promise. Sorry. Dalen Proudmoore. He was king of that Kirin Tor place. Wait, no.
No.
Oh.
Oh my.
Kultiras
is what you were looking for.
You need to put a stop to this. Can we put a stop to this?
One sentence.
That's exactly the point. Viewers have said one sentence. That's the point.
Really
He
sorry.
can't breathe. Somebody save him.
Laughter of this. Oh my god. Okay, so listen. Dalen Proudmoore. My god. Dalen Proudmoore is the father of Jaina Proudmoore. He's the Grand Admiral of, not Kirin Tor, but Kul Tiras. He's the king. He's the Grand Admiral. Of course, Kul Tiras is a human nation off the coast of Stormwind. It's basically got, like, a massive navy, or it did have a massive navy. It's not nearly as big now, but it's still probably the biggest navy on Azeroth as a whole. Back during the Third War, towards the end, I believe it was Rexar and Chin and Jaina and Thrall and a couple other people. There was basically a big attack on Theramore, right? Correct? Yeah. Basically, Admiral Dalen Proudmoore was on the lookout for Jaina because he thought she may have died during the Third War. He ended up finding her on Theramore Isle and basically declared martial law, and then decided, because he had seen the orcs, that they must all be slaughtered, and Jaina was like, whoa now, these are my friends, father. You can't kill my friends. I wouldn't have any friends. Alright? And so...
Dad, leave my friend alone.
And so...
Right, are you trying to channel your inner Rioris?
I am. So the point is that they got into a family feud there, and eventually Admiral Dalen Proudmoore full-on assaulted Theramore Isle, where he would eventually lose his life indirectly at the hands of his own daughter.
But mostly Thrall and Shen.
And like, he's only known
Indeed.
because his daughter's a bitch and fucks dragons. And that's the story. That was all told by me. I take credit for everything because I started it and ended it. So therefore everything in between is like my property now.
We gotcha. So, just for the record, Rioris, you will not be doing number 4.
I thought it was number 5.
No, it's number 4.
Okay.
See, that's why you're not doing it. And
Sorry.
I'm hoping that Necro will go ahead and take over for that for me.
Okay.
All right, you know who it
Sit
is.
here and look pretty.
Anyways, moving on to number 9 on the top 10 list of pre-World of Warcraft deaths. Janelle, tell us a little bit about number 9.
I forgot which one was number 9, which number.
Malone, your favorite character.
I'm sorry, I got lost. I should have never put it in the Skype channel. I'm sorry. I blame Rioris.
I do too.
Hashtag blame Rioris.
Alright, so Rioris, yes, Malorn. Malorn. Oh god, Malorn was one of an old, very old. I was never clear if he was a god like Elune. I know he's usually considered to be older than Elune, so I thought he was a god, but
He's an ancient.
anyways, he basically saved the day during the War of the Ancients, where his son, Cenarius, goes apeshit when all his Ursoc and all them die, and he attacks Archimonde. Archimon traps him in a giant cage. Archimon knocks Cenarius out, and Malorn comes out of nowhere and attacks Archimon. God, the typing's distracting me. I'm sorry.
Just focus on the story. It's fine.
So, Malorn defends Cenarius, and he basically gets stuck. He gets stuck in the cage, and he gets out of the cage. Oh my God, I'm so lost.
He dies.
Okay. Basically,
I feel stupid. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing better than me. You got through.
Shut up, Rioris.
Okay.
Rioris, shut up.
Holy
Basically-
shit. Yes, he dies because of Archimon, and the time he bought let the dragon aspects show up to destroy all the things.
Destroy all the things. Perfect. Just to recap, Malorn, demigod, father of Cenarius, also a demigod. Cenarius gets knocked out by Archimon. Malorn's like, what the fuck, man? That's my son. Comes in, and he's like, yo, you can't do that to my son. And then he attacks Archimon, and then he's caged up, loses that fight, escapes the cage, ends up getting killed, but it does, in fact, buy enough time for other things to happen, as Jan said. Moving on to number 8 on the top 10 list of deaths before the World of Warcraft is King Lane Ren. He is of the Ren dynasty, father of the current king, Varian Ren, son of King Adamant Ren III. He was the king of Stormwind back when it was known as the Kingdom of Azeroth, which was during the First War. Sort of. He wasn't quite the king as soon as the First War started. Adamant Ren, of course, was died of old age about partway through, and so Lane was, of course, promoted to king. So King Lane Ren is sitting around during the First War. He's got the whole orcs thing going on. He's doing all right. He's not doing too bad. They're basically at this point in time keeping the orcs, in the Swamp of Sorrows, not letting them get much closer. They do, of course, attack every once in a while and stuff like that. But here we have to take a short pause and go back to his younger years because he had a really, really good friend. And the name of this really, really good friend was Medivh. Of course, Medivh in his teenage years gets sent into a coma and doesn't wake up for quite some time. But he does eventually wake up in the midst of all this stuff happening. Apparently my Xbox is going to shut off. And basically he gives Lane this, an hourglass, and says that this hourglass signifies many, many years of prosperity and many, many years of great things to come for the kingdom of Azeroth, is known today as the Kingdom of Stormwind. King Lane Ren, wakes up one night and looks over at his hourglass and realizes that the hourglass is just about empty. Unfortunately, this is the same day that the orcs put on this massive attack onto the Kingdom of Stormwind itself, the Castle Stormwind itself, and bad things happen. Now, let's talk about the death of King Lane Ren. Number 1, great king. Did everything he needed to do realistically that he could do to keep the orcs at bay, and did a pretty damn good job of it. Unfortunately, he let one half-orc get just a little bit too close, and that was, of course, Garona Half-Orcan, who, ironically, was one of his better friends along with Medivh and Lothar. Unfortunately, Garona was mind-controlled by the Shadow Council, and was in that state forced to assassinate King Lane Ren. And that was the death of King Lane Ren. The first. Yeah, he's the first. There you go. Moving on to number 7 on the list of top 10 deaths. Before we get to that, let's make sure we recap, because I know you can see the thing, but I need to recap for everyone here. Number 10, Dalen Proudmoore. Number 9, Malorn. Number 8, King Lane Ren. Necroxus. Who is number 7?
Number 7 is, we were just talking about him, the last Guardian, Medivh. We've talked about Medivh pretty much on every single list, so unlike Lane, I don't have to recall most of his history. Basically, you all guys know the basics of the story. He's corrupted by Sargeras. His powers come to fruition, so he goes into a coma. He comes out of the coma, and then he begins bringing the orcs to Azeroth. He befriended a lot of people during this time. We talked about Lane. He also befriended he who would become his apprentice, Khadgar, as well as Garona, and Anduin Lothar, who was the commander of the human forces of Azeroth at the time.
He actually had a romantic relationship with the Garona.
Yes, true. And they gave birth to a child of which we never speak of again.
His name is Medan.
He just spoke of him again. Damn it. Say it one more time, he's going to show up. He's like Beetlejuice.
Medan!
I fucking love
he's going to be
Beetlejuice.
War Chief.
Just saying.
He's going to be War Chief.
Oh my god. The best war chief ever. Fucking Medan. And then privately, I'm like going, superior alliance, superior intellect, it wouldn't matter because fucking Medan.
So anyway, as the first war is progressing, Khadgar is the one, his apprentice, to discover that he's actually corrupted by Sargeras. Khadgar goes and tells everybody else, tells King Lane, tells Lothar.
Fucking blabbermouth, man.
So, having the last Guardian be corrupted by the leader of the Legion is bad news bears. So they decide to go lead a troop of human forces to assault Karazhan. And during the battle, Medivh ages Khadgar dramatically to where he looks like an old man. But Lothar, in the end, stabs his friend in the chest through the heart and kills him. This is very significant for probably one reason that a lot of people actually either don't know or have forgotten. Because Sargeras' spirit was in Medivh, when Medivh is killed, Sargeras basically gets sent to this, until they change it, it's kind of like a interdimension. He doesn't really go back to the Nether. He's kind of in like a, I don't know, what would you guys call it? Like a
pocket dimension.
In between.
He's in the twisting Nether, but it's sort of like the Emerald Dreams, almost, like on Azeroth, right? Where you're there, but you're not really there. You can't physically interact with things. It's just your spirit kind of being there.
Purgatory is what I was trying to figure out. It's kind of like a purgatory, but not in the Nether, like a purgatory in the Nether, kind of. Anyway, Sargeras gets taken out of the picture, basically, because of this. And then that is what allows Kil'jaeden to basically become the leader in his stead, and everything that happens because of that. So that's Medivh, the last Guardian.
Which, of course, brings us to number 6 on our list. Finally, some Horde love, maybe? What do we got, Don? Who is number 6?
Number 6, a dear friend to all the Horde. It is Doomhammer.
Orgrim Doomhammer.
The very same. Dear friend to...
Hold on.
Oh, yes?
I just kind of, like, realized something. There's a cinematic, I feel. Like, I'm hearing it in my head. And I swear to God, now that I just said it like that, I think that's what the cinematic is saying. Orgrim Doom, like the guy is just yelling Orgrim Doomhammer for Orgrim Doomhammer. Do you guys know the cinematic I'm talking about by chance?
Nope.
No.
Like just off hearing what I said.
Nope.
Oh my God! Now I need to go find that cinematic so I can because that may like shed a lot of information on something that I'd never really thought about before. I may have one hell of a theory on my hands. I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, though, Don, tell us about Doomhammer.
Well, okay, sorry, I'm being distracted. Me and Smurf are trying to out CM Punk each other. So which is why I got my things on. Fuck you, Smurf. Fuck you. Who we're talking about? Doomhammer. Doomhammer, former war chief of the Horde, dear friend to Thrall's father, and actually grew to be a great friend of Thrall himself. They had an epic battle up in Ultrat Valley, where Doomhammer came to visit the Frostwolves, and he was wearing a disguise, and he was sort of talking shit to Thrall. And Thrall's all like, no, these are my people, and I will fight you. And then they fight. And then he's like, I'm actually Doomhammer, and Doomhammer sort of took Thrall under his wing a little bit. And his life was tragically cut short when he was killed by a lance from an unnamed Alliance knight, which pierced the back of his armor and sort of killed him. And sort of killed him dead. His last wish was for Thrall to go on and save the orcs.
Which, of course, he did, because Thrall's fucking Moses.
And also, terribly sorry, actually, he prefers Goel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, but there you go. And he kind of deserves it, because he fucking killed Lothar, so suck on it, Doomhammer.
There is a question related to Doomhammer in the chat. How did Doomhammer get his name? Doomhammer was the family name.
Yeah.
Also, the family weapon was the Doomhammer. The sort of two. So at one point, I imagine an orc made a hammer. He's like, I shall call it a Doomhammer. And he was that badass that people were like, oh, it's fucking generic orc name, the Doomhammer. Because that's how surnames originated.
Indeed.
So I imagine that's how he went. If you would like to read more, the book is Lord of the Clans. I believe it's Christy Golden one. So
I feel like before we get into number 5, right? I feel we need to ask Smurf what he thinks about the list so far.
Yes.
So Smurf, let us know what you think about the list so far, and tell us if it's made you angry, because apparently we have not gotten any list right according to.
No, at the moment he is still CM Smurf.
That's true.
But not as CME as me.
So just to recap, once again, number 10, Dalen Proudmore. Number 9, Malorn. Number 8, King Lane Ren. Number 7, Medivh. Number 6, Doomhammer. Getting into the bottom 5 now, the top 5, whichever way you want to look at it. Jan, can you tell us who that is?
This time, yes, I can tell you who it is this time.
Okay.
This time it's Ner'zhul.
and of course, Tyrannor has some notes, right?
Yes, he does. He does have some notes, but I think
Jan will disregard.
What?
You don't have to disregard them.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, before we can even use the notes, though, I think it needs to be explained why he ends up where he is. And it basically comes from where he started out on Draenor as the chieftain and elder shaman of the Shadow Moon clan. He was tricked by Kil'jaeden, who was disguising himself as Ner'zhul's mate, into leading the orcs against the Draenei. Eventually, he figured out the plan, and he tried to betray Kil'jaeden. But Gul'dan was like, that's not fucking happening. Then, long story short, after a very long time, he gets tricked again by Kil'jaeden and Gul'dan, and ends up opening all these portals over Draenor and causing the planet to explode. And after he goes through one of these portals, he's caught by Kil'jaeden, who tears him to pieces, tortures him, and then traps his soul in the Frozen Throne, which is then, as everyone knows, sent to Azeroth so that the Scourge and all that nonsense, the Burning Legion, can finally kill everybody on the planet.
Or at least attempt to.
Or at least attempt to. Things don't go well for him.
Indeed.
Because he dies again, sort of.
Yeah. He's died several times.
Yes.
That guy does not have the best of luck when it comes to his life.
Or Ner'zhul.
Yeah.
Alright, so what do we got notes-wise? What does Tyrannor want to say here?
Tyrannor wanted to say that Ner'zhul was the spiritual leader of the orcs. He got deceived by Kil'jaeden and Gul'dan. We went over that. And then he got really evil and power-hungry after being near Gul'dan's skull. See where he got tricked again? And then he tries to open portals from Draenor to other worlds to conquer them. Instead, he runs into Kil'jaeden, and Kil'jaeden tortures him for a while, sends him to Northrend to pave the way for the Legion invasion. Oh my god, Snapple, no.
Could you say things don't go well?
Don't go well for him. That was a terrible joke.
Best joke this episode of But Why There's Lore is now 10 out of 10. Just for its
10 out of
presence. 10 out of 10.
So Ner'zhul, as trapped in his frozen throne, finds a human prince named Arthas, and he seduces him to the dark side of the Force, making him his champion. He also sabotages Killjaden's plans, making Killjaden very angry. Killjaden then sends Illidan Stormrage to kill Ner'zhul, so Ner'zhul calls back Arthas from wherever the fuck Arthas is. And after Arthas defeats Illidan, he puts on Ner'zhul's armor after breaking it out of the frozen throne, and the two merge. For the next 5 or so years, a battle is being fought over Arthas' body between Ner'zhul and good Arthas and evil Arthas. And in the end, evil Arthas kills good Arthas, and while Ner'zhul is cheering, evil Arthas stabs him and becomes the sole Lich King.
And Tyrannor even went as far as to prepare Ner'zhul's final last words for you, did he not?
No.
Did I not give you that one? Because at one point today I was doing Ner'zhul in that challenge, so I can read his last words. Yes, we are one Arthas. Together we are the Lich King. No more Ner'zhul. No more Arthas. Only this one glorious being. With my knowledge, we can. Dead.
Stand.
Fucking dead. Yeah.
Spirit's dead.
Ghost Dream dead. Stab. What? Who's next? Mine
next
no,
on the
Necro's
list.
Next.
Yeah, Necro is next twice in a row.
Yes.
Number 4, Necro.
Number 4 is Archimonde. Once again, someone who frequently is on our list. So, most of his story is known already. He followed Sargeras, and now he's bad. He led the invasion during the Third War to destroy the World Tree, which would cause a ton of problems for everybody involved, especially the Night Elves. In the end, though, he was tricked because Archimonde's one flaw that is noted by the lore is he's very arrogant. He thought he had defeated Jaina, Thrall, and the Night Elves, so he went up to the World Tree, didn't realize it was a trick prepared by Malfurion, who basically unleashed all of the ancient powers of the tree through the wisps to detonate, and it causes Archimonde to be destroyed, and basically with his death ended the Legion's invasion into Azeroth. There are still demons left to this day, but on the whole, basically the Legion had been defeated. And that's Archimonde. That's how he died.
Very well. And of course, you can also bring us in, as we're going into the top 3 now. This is where things start to get interesting, especially for those of you in the IRC who are trying to guess, who's coming up next and whatnot. I actually want to take this opportunity. Who do you guys think is number 3 on the list? I'm talking to the IRC here. Who do you think is number 3 on the list? I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at who we voted number 3 on the list. What do you guys think? Without revealing who it is, do you think that people are going to be a little surprised at number 3?
Yes. Because I had actually forgotten about this until we saw the list, and I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking
So
important,
Sylvanas,
huh?
right?
No, it's not.
Fuck horror.
But no, the question is, do you think that it's going to be a little bit of a surprise, a shock to people who is number 3 on the list?
Yes.
Yes. Jan, do you think it's shocking or surprising?
I feel like you're trying to pick a fight.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to pick a fight. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Come on now.
I felt it was annoying.
You thought it was annoying?
You didn't want it to be higher? Is that why you're
I
annoyed?
must be confused about what's number 3. Last I heard, I wasn't happy about number 3.
Number 3 is the one you and I voted the highest.
Oh, then yes, I'm annoyed.
You're annoyed because it wasn't higher than 3?
Yes,
I
I'm
am
still
too.
annoyed.
You should be higher up, in my opinion.
I voted him pretty high up there. I
For
gave
the
him
record,
a.
both of your opinions are wrong.
My opinion is the only correct one.
No. At all. Alright, no one in the IRC, as far as I can see.
Someone did get it.
Oh, someone did get it? Oh,
Yep.
Good job, Theanor. You got it. Number 3 on the list is indeed King Tyrannus Menethil II.
Yes, King Tyrannus Menethil II, the father of Arthas, and he is so important for many reasons. He had a significant influence over humanity throughout all of the 3 wars. At the end of the first war with Stormwind's destruction, he basically has all of the refugees come in to Lordaeron. He's the king of Lordaeron, by the way, if I didn't say that. Basically, he is convinced by Lothar to convene a council which eventually would create the Alliance of Lordaeron. The fact that Menethil wanted the Alliance is one of the reasons why the other people who were a little more wary agreed to do so. He, like I say, is the father of Arthas. He, at the end of the Second War, is the reason why all of the orcs that were left simply weren't executed. Tyrannus was the one who was heavily trying to convince everyone just to imprison them instead, and ultimately that is what happens. Granted, this decision does lead to a lot of people leaving the Alliance of Lordaeron. But, Tyrannus continues on into the Third War. He watches his son grow up and become a paladin, and like a father, he's proud of him. Arthas begins doing his thing before the Third War begins, gets sent to Northrend. Uther eventually convinces him to recall the expedition because Arthas is kind of losing it a little bit at this point. He does, but Arthas destroys all the ships and still stays there. Eventually he finds Frostmourne Arthas and comes back, greets his father. Tyrannus is super happy to have his son back, and this is why I voted him the highest, because I didn't see this coming. Arthas walks right up to Tyrannus, draws Frostmourne, stabs him right in the throat, I believe it's the throat, and just kills him. And kills his father, and decrees that now Lordaeron's going to fall with his father's death. So, sucks for Tyrannus. He's absent for a long portion of the lore until he reappears again during Wrath as one of the souls trapped in Frostmourne. He gives, in my opinion, my most favorite quote in any patch trailer yet, when the introduction to 4.3 or 3.3 with the invasion of Icecrown, where he tells Arthas to look to his defenses because the Light's justice is coming to destroy the door. And finally, famously, he is the one who says there must always be a Lich King until his spirit fades away. And then eventually he greets his son at death's door and watches Arthas die. So that's King Tyrannus.
I like how Howitzer's like looking over Necro's shoulder.
Yeah, I like that as well.
He's like, just making sure you're all right here. Just, yep, everything seems to check out. Right on.
That's why you all were laughing. I wasn't watching. I was like, everyone's slowly losing. I was like, what's going on?
Because of that, and number 2, because Rioris is sitting here in the chat. Let me just quote. This is a quote from the chat as soon as Howie entered the call. Rioris, out now! Go! Og! Howie! Fuck you! Get out! I'll cut you in the dick! Howie! Out! Fuck you! I hate you!
Oh boy.
I need for alcohol.
Rioris lost his mind.
I am so afraid that
Rioris had a mind in the first place.
Cut yourself with that. Like, we are going to have to call the British police to come to Rioris' house and remove the sword from his face.
It's wooden, and the number is 999 because we have proper numbers in England.
Our number is 999.
Our number is 911.
Okay, so enough of this silliness. Number 3. Number 2. We're on number 2. I'm doing number 2. I see. Who do you think number 2 is? I'm seeing Dumbledore. I'm seeing number 1 being predicted as Charlie Sheen's career.
Charlie Sheen's career.
Someone said, didn't Snape kill Dumbledore in Casa? Spoilers, man.
See, now that I'm going through this, we missed so many people on this list. Oh my god.
Yeah, pride.
Anduin Lothar wasn't on the original list. Uther wasn't on the original list.
I blame
Well,
Telenor,
wait to tell them
me.
that it's not Uther.
Well, it's definitely not Uther.
Guys, it's not Uther.
Definitely not Lothar. Granted, Lothar would have been pretty fucking high.
Okay, so here's the deal. I am about to reveal the number 2 spot. Necro, feel free to leave now because it's motherfucking Broxigar! Yeah!
Done and Howie finally got Broxigar on a list.
Yes.
Holy shit.
So good. I'd like to point out he missed out on the number 1 spot by, I think, what was it, 8 point?
8 point, yeah.
No, it's ridiculously close 1 and 2, but fucking Broxigar. He was a simple orc. He just loved to fight. He was known as Broxigar the Red, for he just kills motherfuckers all over. He is often the sole survivor of, like, when he and like a war band or a war party go out somewhere, all his comrades may die, but fucking Broxigar just cannot be killed. And at some point, like, this led him to depression, because he's like, oh, all my friends are dying and no one can take me out in a fight, and I want to be with my friends in the afterlife. And he gets really sad. And then he's tasked by Thrall to see what's going on with the disturbances, with the time and things, because the spirits are in unrest. And this ultimately leads him back to the War of the Ancients, where he got to fight the first coming of the Burning Legion, and he kicked fucking ass there. He's armed with the magical axe made by Cenarius and Malfurion, and ultimately, in his last moments, he dives from the back of a dragon into the open portal that is the Well of Eternity, and starts slaughtering all sorts of demons before they can get out of the portal. And he is only taken down after, like, slashing at Sargeras' fly, and then Sargeras got pissed off
and flicks him like it's nothing, just bloop.
Shoved a fucking spear through him. But in shoving a fucking spear through him, that gave the heroes, Illidan and Ronin, I believe, from memory, they closed the portal, or they caused the portal to become unstable, and then it shut because of the instability or something like that. But either way, Broxigar got his wish. He died in combat, and he died in combat with the hardest that there is. He went down against the ultimate bad guy of the Warcraft universe. And he had the balls to stand up to him in the first place. He did not have a cool last line. He was just chopping motherfuckers up. That's all I got. It's fucking Broxigar. I could have been done with, it's a motherfucking Broxigar, and that should have explained itself.
Indeed.
Necro, you can come back now.
I'm here.
Indeed. Going down the list one more time, just before we get to number 1. I know a lot of people have been guessing him. He's coming up. But number 10, Dalen Proudmoore. Number 9, Malorn. Number 8, King Lane Wren. Number 7, Medivh. Number 6, Orgrim Doomhammer. Number 5, Ner'zhul. Number 4, Archimonde. Number 3, Taranis Menethil II. Number 2, Broxigar. And number 1 was the person who said, and I quote, "Save your breath, human. You'll need it to scream when I start tearing your limbs off." It is indeed Grom Hellscream. Grom Hellscream was the chieftain, rather, of the Warsong clan, which just, you know, when the name of your clan is Warsong, you know you're going to be doing some killing, right? Some destruction is going to be in your wake, you know?
On a side note, aren't the Sarfangs also from the Warsong?
I believe so, yes.
So, not only did they give us Grom, they gave us motherfucking Broxigar.
Indeed. Not those...
Varrock, Sarfang, and Sarfang the Younger.
Indeed. Not those pussies from the Frost Wolves, right? So, Grom is like Thrall's best friend, right? But as good intentioned as Thrall is, and as, you know, well mannered as Thrall is, and as how thoughtful and logical Thrall is, Grom is like the opposite. Grom is very much, I want to kill things, I want to kill them dead, and I want to kill them dead right now. And I don't really care what people say or think about that, including Thrall. Grom was actually the first one to drink the blood of Manaroth, which corrupted the orcs, binding the Horde to the Burning Legion, making them the Burning Legion's army to invade Azeroth the second time around. And finally, for Kil'jaeden to take vengeance on Azeroth for pushing them back 10,000 years ago, right? So not only does he do that the first time around, he does it again later. And so, like, basically, Grom's the badass. Let's just be honest, all right? As much as I dislike the Horde, as much as I dislike orcs and all that good stuff, right? There are a couple of orcs that really stand out, really shine, and truly earn my respect. Grom is one of those orcs.
How about the other orcs?
Varrock Sourfang, Broxagar, that's pretty much it.
Not
Those
Sofan the Younger. But we named him Draenosh. It means Heart of Draenor in Orcish.
Like a bitch.
Well, that's fine, because Grommash means the giant's heart. So, yeah. I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is that he's a badass. He makes some really stupid mistakes. For example, corrupting the orcs by drinking the blood of Manaroth and then convincing the other clan leaders to do the same. Of course, eventually, in Warcraft 3, him and Thrall get together and they, sort of get the band back together and go out and start kicking some demon ass. Unfortunately, during a battle with Manaroth, of all people, Grom's killed. He gets grievously injured, which eventually leads to his death. And of course, his last words, his famous last words, are, Thrall, the blood haze has lifted, the demon's fire has burnt out in my veins. I have freed myself. Right? And
No,
then
my
Thrall
friend.
Thrall
You
goes,
have saved us all.
"Oh, old friend, you freed us all." And then dramatic music cues and all that good stuff. But there you have it, folks. Number one death before the World of Warcraft. The title goes to Grom Hellscream. Roars, take us to our final screen, because it's awesome, and I made it. And it's awesome. Plus, you get to see how the votes broke down there in the end. We can take a look at that real quick. You've got some interesting things. For example, Dunn voting Malorn as a 1 with Tyrannor. Apparently, they don't think Malorn's very significant. I had the highest vote on Malorn with a 7, but what can you do? Then you got, we could take a look at Grom Hellscream. He was pretty much up there for everybody. The lowest for Grom was a 7, and that was by Rioris and Janelle. Then you've got, coming down here to Dalen Proudmoore, the highest was a 3 by Necroxus and Tyrannor. No, the highest was a 4 by me. There you go. King Lane Rin, kind of in the middle, so he I guess that's why he's a little low up there. I'm trying to find a Broxagar here. He is number 3. The lowest being a 3 by Jeanette. No, the lowest being a 1 by Necroxus. Necroxus only giving Broxagar a 1. I'm going to say that's a biased vote.
No,
there.
it's not. It's not a biased vote. I would say all the fucking 10s are biased votes. Holy shit.
Signed.
I gave him an 8. And I'm like the biggest proponent for the Alliance out there, and I gave him an 8.
It wasn't a bias. I dislike him, but I had my reasons.
But there you go, folks. That's how the top 10 broke down this week.
Do you want to tell them what next week's is? Because we already know what it is.
Oh, right, yeah. Next week's is going to be the top 10 deaths during World of Warcraft. So you're gonna have people like Arthas and Deathwing, and people like that up there. So that'll be fun. In the meantime, though, here's the deal, guys. It is now 8:07 p.m. my time, which means the show has been on for 2 hours. We just got to our top 10 list.
Hashtag blame Rioris.
Hashtag blame Rioris. Indeed. We're supposed to have a crew meeting after the show and all this other stuff, so I don't think, unfortunately, we'll be able to get to any Q&A today. But we will make up for it with a little bit of extra Q&A next week. But in the meantime,
everyone who has sent me PMs, email
lore@omfg.fm
and put in the subject "Done made me do it," so we can tell who
Right, so we can get those questions.
Yeah.
Or you can go ahead and just PM Dunn and he can write them down and not be a lazy
Yeah,
fuck.
I'm not going to do that.
Alright, in the meantime, guys, this has been But Wait, There's Lore right here on youtube.com/The Smoking Gamer. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we hope you come back next week to listen to yet another episode of But Wait, There's Lore. Because we'll be here, and we're social butterflies and like the company of others. So please join us. Alright, guys, it's been fun. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to But Wait, There's Lore. Show your support in the real world by picking up one of our brand new Season 6 But Wait, There's Lore series t-shirts, only at printonblack.co.uk. Order before July 31st for a chance to win this exclusive TSG Jade logo shirt.
Hello and welcome to the Oscast.
Some people think that the art needs a little bit of polish, but you know what? Mechanics totally make us.
Gentlemen, my name is Total Biscuit. Welcome to the Content Patch.
Hey, how's it going? You ready?
This is ATS Gearback some more StarCraft 2, Heart of the Sport.
You're watching Day 9 TV, where you learn to be a better gamer.
Alright, everybody, welcome back. Super My God, prepare for the end.
Everybody, Markiplier here. We just hit 300,000.
I'm not so grumpy.
Hello there, everybody. Welcome to another segment.
Want to stay up to date with all the latest happenings around the Smoking Gamer and its crew? Well, be sure to follow us on our various social media platforms, including Facebook at facebook.com/TSGamer, twitter.com/Pride1G, or simply at Pride1G. You can also check us out on Anook at anook.com/page/TSGamer. And of course, you can always come and join the fun over at www.knightsoflore.com.